I think the boys will tell you there's always a ground at which, as a player or a club, you think, oh, we don't do very well here. Look at that. Manchester City at home to Newcastle. They won 16 in a row. Newcastle haven't scored there for 7 years, let alone got a draw, let alone vaguely threatened to win a match. It's extraordinary, isn't it? You know, Newcastle in the League Cup final, still in the FA Cup, having a really encouraging season. But there's a bogey team, or a bogey ground.
Yeah, there is. But hitting City at this particular time when they have just started to turn a bit of a corner, started to, I don't know, a bit of cohesion with their defending and organisation. They probably just hit City at the wrong time. Yeah. They've got more than enough Newcastle to beat most sides, as we've seen this season, but not this time, and that ground doesn't like them.
No, and they've just hit City at a time where Omar Marmoush is actually going, okay, this is why City have bought me, this is what I'm about. And you have to say, Jermaine, how impressed were you with the Egyptian and what he did?
I thought he was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And this is the type of player that I think City have been desperate for. Like, Jeremy Doku's there, Jack Grealish are there. They're both really good players in their own right, but they haven't got all of the whole
got
package.
The goal thread, have they?
No, they haven't. And you look at his passing ability, his movement, his pace, the positions he picks up. Look, great first touch, poor finish on this instance because he's leaning back and he's running away from goal. But again, we've highlighted him here on the top. Haaland drops in. Look at the movement. He gets a little bump in on Trippier, who should not, in my opinion, be trying to dive in.
Too experienced to do that.
Just shuttle him back to his to your own goal. Great finish, great finish. But look, he's one of these players that seems to thrive off of not only the pressure, but getting the ball to feet with a defender or two behind him.
And after Alvarez left for Atletico Madrid, they have not had anybody like this.
Not as direct.
Not as direct, exactly. Not as direct. 59 million, hat-trick in 13 minutes. You're thinking, okay, yes, we get it.
Haaland better watch out for his record.
I suppose it's all about, teams now playing against City are going to go, right, Haaland, we know what he does. Yeah. Jack Grealish, we know what he does. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Savinho, we know what he does. Oh, gosh, Marmoush as well now. Gosh, what do we do? Do we go high? They can't go as high now because of his pacing behind, so they've got to be really careful.
Nico Gonzalez, a first start. He's a Spaniard. He was in Porto in Portugal. No one wants to say sort of quasi-Rodri, but he's in the number 6 position. And even in the early stages, you could see, Joanne, just the very simple stuff, very neatly, very calmly, and they've missed it massively since Rodri's ACL.
Yeah, and do you know what I really liked about what City did right at the beginning of the game? They gave him the ball to get him comfortable with the atmosphere, to get him comfortable on the ball. They made spaces for him, angles for him, so that he's not over-trying, he's not trying to force any passes or anything. But he eased himself into the game. They eased him into the game. But this side of his game I really enjoy because we're used to seeing Rodri doing that, getting physical, getting his body in the right place. Look at the starting position where he is. You know, he's calm under pressure. He's picked the ball up. There's 7
very
players,
calm inside his own penalty
7
area.
Newcastle players in the 18-yard box around him, and he's the most calm player on the pitch. Yeah. This is what he's been brought in for, and it's a shame that he weren't able to join up sooner, because I don't think City would be as far off the top of the league if they had him.
So he's 50 million, Marmoush 59, and that's not all they spend, of course, but we got a real sign there. Look at his touches for the best part of 110 million. What those two are going to bring to that team, actually, in the short term, let alone the long term.
Yeah, you know what? If he's going to be in that kind of touch map to City, then he's affecting the football match.
Yeah.
If you're bought to do a job, then go and just do that job, and you'll make us better as a unit. Yeah. Marmoush has got his goals. I mean, Nico's gone in there, and he's kept it really simple. He hasn't tried to play a 30, 40-yard passing between 3 players. Bounce, 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 get it back, give it to a better player. Yeah. That's what you need to do as a 6. Just do the horrible job. Do the horrible jobs.
Yeah. Do you give them any chance against Real Madrid? They're 3-2 down.
I'd like to, I'd like to, and I want them to win the game, but they won't.
No.
I can't see Madrid.
I can't.
In Madrid, letting that slip. I just can't see it. I don't know.
All teams and away in the Bernabeu, that's the week. The Liverpool game in the Premier League is very interesting because City are up to 4th now. Top 5 probably gets you Champions League. So City, I think, are feeling they are well on the way now to turning that around and getting their minimum target for the season from this stage, Jermaine, which is Champions League next season. But they will they'd really enjoy giving Liverpool a bloody nose if they could after what's happened over this season, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would love
They
it.
were thumped at Anfield, remember?
And it'll do wonders for their own self-confidence as well. Depending on what happens in Madrid, they'll be either flying high because they've been able to overturn the result, or they'll be a little bit down and have a lot of frustration and want to give it to their in recent times, especially the biggest rivals.
You know, as well, it's the perfect time for it, because it doesn't matter what happens at Madrid. If they win, they'll be bouncing. If they lose, they'll want to put it right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So Liverpool are going to have a very different match.
Newcastle down in 7th, but only 3 points off Manchester City, and in the Carabao Cup final, and still in the FA Cup. So from yesterday, just like
blip.
Gone. In the Etihad. We never liked it anyway. Just
no worries at all. No worries at all. Don't like coming here. Let's get it out of the way. Never win.
Forget.
Haven't won in years. It doesn't matter. We are still good enough to beat anybody else.
Yeah. Forest at home next week. Yeah.
Apart from City.
Set that one. Let's go.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, having beaten Brighton 7-0 last time out, Nottingham Forest began the weekend in 3rd. They were 4 points clear.
Omar Marmoush hat-trick.
That's good. He was really well in Germany, in Eintracht Frankfurt, and of course, he's a player like have this quality, this pace, attack the space is unbelievable. So, was really pleased for the way the score, but he will give you a lot of confidence in the game against Orient. So he had the chances, he missed it, but today we need him.